this is so sick. What the heck is 3-ice hockey?
It's the Vapor 90.
Okay, all right.
So we're headed to Clarksville, Tennessee to check out this cool little 3-on-3 summer league called 3-ice. For whatever reason you haven't heard of 3-ice, don't worry. I'll be diving into a bunch of the new rules and everything they have and how the whole thing works, because honestly, like, kind of a new experience for me too. I've never been to a 3-ice game before, so we're both going to experience this thing together. But one of the cool things about this event is that it is being held at the brand new Ford Ice Center in Clarksville, which is about an hour outside of Nashville, and this is my first time at this rink. So brand new ice rink. It's actually a small arena. I don't know how much it seats. The only thing I do know is that it's supposed to have a Jumbotron, which is pretty sweet. But yeah, I actually have a couple buddies playing tonight. My buddy Evan Cowley, who's a goalie that I met at the Global Goaltending Retreat out in Breckenridge. So it'll be really cool to watch him play, see him go to work. He's got a cool set of Bauers with this sick mask that he got wrapped. And then our buddy John Schiavo, who I haven't actually met yet. He's also a hockey guy who's here on YouTube, so make sure you go check his stuff out. But again, it'll be cool to watch him play. He's got some really cool tricks up his sleeves. I know I've seen him do some crazy stuff on social media, so we'll see if maybe he pulls some crazy stuff off tonight during his games. But yeah, let's head on over to the arena here, check the place out, and see what this whole 3-ice hockey thing is all about. Man, I don't know what I was expecting with this rink, but this is like an entire legit arena. I really thought it was just a Ford Ice Center, but apparently it is the F&M Bank Arena, and then there's a Ford Ice Center attached to it. So, I don't know, before we go in, I'm gonna see if I can pop into the Ford Ice Center and see what the rink looks like before popping into the arena. This is so sick. It's just like another sheet that's attached to the actual arena. Actually, up in these windows up here is where the actual arena is. So cool, they just have like a public rink right next to the arena.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right, so what the heck even is 3-ice hockey? So basically it's a 3-on-3 summer league played by pros from all over the place, all competing for cash prizes week in and week out, traveling from city to city. Now, the really cool thing about 3-ice is that it is continuous play. There's no whistles, there's no stoppages, and they have some really cool, fun rules to kind of keep the game going and making it super interesting. A lot of these rules are really geared toward a lot of goal scoring, so things like penalty shots for penalties, or if you ice the puck, that's also a penalty shot. So you could imagine it creates a lot of interesting situations for goalies specifically. But speaking of goalies, whenever they freeze the puck, the players have to step out of the blue ice that is painted into the ice, which is super interesting to look at when you first see it. And honestly, my first time seeing it here, I was super curious about what the blue ice was even for. But like I said, when the goalie freezes the puck, all the players have to exit that area, and then the goalie is then able to play the puck. So it'll be super interesting to see how goalies kind of use this ice to their advantage, jump into the play, and make some cool things happen. But let's go ahead and catch up with my buddy Evan and see what kind of gear he's working with tonight. He's got a lot of style. Let's see what he's got. Oh, dang, there he is. All right, buddy. Walk us through the gear you got.
Okay, here we go. So very fortunate to be working with Bauer this summer. They hooked me up with an awesome set of gear that matches these crazy orange jerseys for 3-ice. A bit of a play on the hair and the beard, I get it. There's a lot of orange in the picture, so obviously I didn't have any orange gear beforehand. But yeah, we'll walk you through kind of the setup that we got made. First things first, the pads. These are the Hyperlight, Vapor Hyperlights, the new ones fresh off this year. A couple personalized tweaks, a little bit of the Vegas gray with the orange option. I didn't really want to go with the pure black, and orange looked like a little bit like Halloween-y, so the Vegas gray came out great. And then I have a little bit of that silver binding in there just to add a little pop of color, but those ended up turning out really nice, so very fortunate that we were able to get those done. Moving on to the blocker, I'm still not quite over the ultrasonic feel. So this is a Bauer ultrasonic blocker with a little bit more stiffness. I like a nice punchy blocker, and so this guy is very, very punchy. Onto the glove, this was the piece I was the most excited about for the season. It's the Vapor 90, which simulates kind of that old Reebok CCM 580 feel, which I grew up watching, like Roberto Luongo and everybody had this. And so for the longest time, here, let me just stick this on. I wanted this nice hook, this nice curl. That closure was something I was always chasing. So it's awesome that Bauer is offering this as an option. It has just been a phenomenal piece added on to the set. So I'm fired up about that. And then finally, we got a nice Bauer mask here. I sent it over to SkinFX Graphics. It's a John Van Beesbrook style modern twist with the orange and charcoal and or I guess the Vegas gray and the silver backing. I've always wanted to kind of have that old school like mouth closing in on your face, which I've never had the opportunity to do. So that was a huge addition to the set that kind of pulls it all together. And then finally over to the sticks, these awesome Hyperlight 2s, complete with a paddle wedge. My friends over in Denmark invented this a few years ago, and it's on every single one of my sticks. So I've really enjoyed using that. But these new Vapors are just so awesome. I'm throwing a lot of passes, as many passes as I can with those, and they've been working out great. So the rest is kind of standard Bauer gear, standard Bauer Pro pants and chest protector, all that kind of stuff. But those are the fun things that you guys are going to see whenever you watch me play this summer for 3-ice. Thanks, guys.
I have no idea what the warm-up situation is, but hopefully we're going to catch some sick warm-ups and get a feel for what we got going on today. So this game was off to a quick start. And as to be expected in this 3-on-3 format, there was a ton of offense being generated, and both goalies had to show up big and make a ton of saves. Of course, John Schiavo was out there sharking around, looking to generate some offense of his own, but Evan was up to the task. He had a great first half of this game. Here we see Brandon Peary, who is actually a guy that I've skated with in town here in Nashville, but he's sporting the gold helmet tonight, which is awarded to the league's current top goal scorer. But after some relentless pressure, he was able to bury the first goal of this game before going into the first intermission. Each game is split into 2 8-minute halves, and going into the second half here, we still had a very close hockey game. Evan was still being put to the test here, but Team Fuhrer would eventually be rewarded with their first goal of the night to keep this one close. Here we can see John Schiavo doing what he can to keep his team alive, really applying the pressure and really trying to get some offense going to try and take a lead. With the game still close, Grant Fuhrer pulled his goalie, which would eventually lead to a golden opportunity for Evan. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get a lot on this one, but it was crazy to see him have the opportunity to try and score a goal. But it would be Brandon Peary who scored the empty netter to put his team up 5-1 with plenty of time left to finish this game off. But with the game on the line, John Schiavo and Team Fuhrer were absolutely putting on a clinic in the offensive zone. So it was really cool to see Evan go to work and keep his team in it. And here you can see a great example of the players having to exit that blue ice before the goalie plays the puck. But after enduring a few more offensive waves, the game was finally over, and Evan had secured his first win of the night, finishing the game 5-1. So this is it, the championship game here in Clarksville. Both of these teams are already secured in the playoffs next week in Pittsburgh, but the winner of this game not only wins a bonus cash prize, but also determine who they end up playing going into the playoffs. But here we go, puck drop for the final game. Just like the first game, things were off to a quick start, but unfortunately the yellow team was able to get up to an early lead, really put the pressure on for Evan and Team Patrick. He was able to bounce back, make some huge saves, and made some pretty big plays to try to spark some offense. And on the other end of the ice, Brandon Peary was doing what he could to try to generate some offense, but the other goalie was making some big saves of his own. This game remained close for the first half, but the yellow team would eventually take a lead after this quick goal. But not too long after that, Brandon Peary was able to bury one 5-hole to tie things up at 2 before going into the second half. Things moved pretty quickly in this one, but with his team up by 1, Evan was faced with a penalty shot with 2 seconds left in this game. With that goal, this would tie things up at 3, which means we are going into a shootout to determine the winner of this championship game. Absolutely wild event here tonight. You honestly couldn't have asked for a more dramatic finish there at the end, but so cool to come out here to Clarksville, check out this arena, check out the Ford Ice Center and everything like that, and watch some friends play some sick hockey. It was really cool to finally meet John Schiavo, watch him play. Ran into some other friends too, like Michael and Colby, and man, honestly, just like running into so many friends here. It was kind of crazy to see everyone, but pretty fun event, pretty crazy style of hockey to watch. But yeah, it'll be interesting to keep up with how things move on from here and how the playoffs are going to shake out. Obviously, my buddy Evan looking pretty solid there tonight. Couldn't pull it off there in the shootout, but like I said, couldn't ask for a more dramatic finish. But yeah, hope you had fun watching this video. I know I had a lot of fun here at this event. Please don't forget to subscribe, and as always, we'll see you around.